Welcome back to Rise and Shine, Rwanda's story of the day with me, Ivan Magwene. Now, from the 5th to the 6th of September, Rwanda will host the Global African Investment Summit, held in partnership with COMESA and the Government of Rwanda. The Global African Investment Summit is the largest investment platform specifically designed to deploy international investment into Africa. Established in October 2014, the summit has rapidly developed into a market-leading investment platform, providing a unique meeting place for global investors and public and private sector African project owners and influencers. Now, the Global African Investment Summit takes place annually in London, attracting over 1,500 investors and influencers. And September 2016, we'll see its launch on the African continent, specifically Rwanda. And today in studio we have Amanda Basi, Program Director for the Global African Investment Summit. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much.
Briefly give us more insights into the Global African Investment Forum.
Yes, so the Global African Investment Summit, like you said, has been running for 3 years now. It has been taking place in London, and it's the first time we're coming to Rwanda. And it is really a unique platform and forum in the sense that it is really focused around bringing together the entire ecosystem, international and continental, that are interested in investing and doing business, and also from the African side, have bankable projects and merging the two together so they can go out and transact on projects.
Now, talking about it, what has been its major role in especially transforming the economics of Africa?
Yes, well, like I said, because the event and gathering is not focused on merely talking about issues and challenges and how to come across obstacles, is actually focused on coming together and doing business. It has really resulted in concrete outcomes, whether those are deals made, MOUs, letters of intent. Those always follow the summit and have been signed at the summit, and work has been done. It could also be new connections, business connections, and finding the right partners or co-investors to do business. So really the outcomes are tangible business.
Okay, now of course now I'll bring it down to the theme, which is accelerating Africa's economic integration through trade and investment. Give us a little bit more. Why even this theme for this year?
Well, for our Rwanda edition, it's very special in the fact that for the first time, DMG Events, the organizers of the Global African Investment Summit, are partnering with the Rwandan government, who is kindly hosting us, as well as COMESA. And last year, following the signing of the tripartite free trade agreement in Egypt, the focus has really come on how to create a common market, kind of Africans for Africa, and really leverage the large population as well as the resources and the expertise that as a region or as a continent is here.
Yes. Now, currently, Rwanda is growing at an average growth of 8%, not forgetting also Africa is home to some of the fastest growing economies. What do you think can be done to actually keep the sustainability of all these growing young economies?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why we are in Rwanda. For our international delegates especially, they really look at Rwanda and are very impressed and very excited by the progress and the rate of progress that the country has really enjoyed. And they really look to Rwanda and the region, the East Africa region, as well as the SADC countries and COMESA countries, as opportunity. With opportunity, there is also the challenges side, and it's really kind of getting through those challenges. And it is, Africa is still the last economic frontier in many ways. It's a pioneering market. A lot of times things are new, the way partnerships and collaborations between public sector and private sector are new. So in terms of sustainable growth, there are a few things that international investors really look for, and governance is one, skills development is another aspect, contracts and the way contracts are made and structured, deals are structured. So there's a whole host of elements that really go into financial considerations and business considerations when investing anywhere, not just Africa, but anywhere. So the fact that it is a pioneering market and a lot of this work has not been done before, it's new. I think a lot of the work goes in terms of building those relationships and finding together the path forward.
Yes, allow me to ask you this question specifically because I'm focusing this also on the young folks of Africa. What do you think actually needs to be done by most of the African countries, let's say even within the tripartite region, to make sure that we create a public sector, the private sector is almost non-existent, or in some countries at a very high level, especially within the region?
Well, I think there's two aspects to that question. One is what can be done. So the government has a role to play, and I think from our private sector network investments, it's really an enabling role. So creating the right environment where the private sector can come and really have a return on investment, can hire people and have something for their shareholders. And then, it's from the private sector. Africans, in general, as everyone knows, are very entrepreneurial to begin with. So there is the entrepreneurial spirit. So it's just harnessing that and creating the right environment.
Yeah. Now, I would love to know what are some of the key sectors that need more investment to actually create more opportunities, jobs, and wealth. What are some of the key sectors you actually need more of that?
Yeah, well, in the summit, we touch upon key sectors and core sectors for the continent and for the region. One of them is infrastructure. There's a massive infrastructure gap, and really our summit kind of speaks to creating that regional integration, and infrastructure is basically the underlying foundation that will happen. So, and there's two aspects of infrastructure. There's the roads and the rails, and then there's creating the enabling environment, so allowing the movement of people, goods, services, whether it's visas or customs or cross-border posts. So really kind of allowing the movement of goods around the region.
Yes, now coming to my final question, specifically for this summit that is happening, what are some of the expectations, and specifically what would you say are some of the expectations from at least the attendees, also so most of the African people also attending? Yeah.
Well, I think the summit has really built a strong brand, and the strong brand is based on having tangible outcomes. So we expect nothing less from this summit. Because we are in Africa and Rwanda, we expect even more of an strong African delegation. We have, of course, hosted by His Excellency Paul Kagame. He's invited the heads of state and representatives of the regional economic communities, whether that's SADC, COMESA or EAC. So we have a lot of high-level profile from the public sector heads of state, and also real key investors who have over $200 billion of US dollars in funds that are looking specifically to emerging markets and Africa. So very keen to do business, find opportunities, find projects in our country project presentations, and really look at moving and going forward.
All right, Amanda Basi, thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Ivan.
All right, we'll be back shortly with Chantal Wera giving us the business stories.